Hey guys, here's a sound we have not heard for a long time. I thought we'd already done this look at my parts as one of the first videos we ever made, but I seem to have been mistaken. So today we are going to look at these interesting components. So this one is not brand new. This one, however, is brand new. And this is made by Patterson. It is a chemical stir stick. This is for mixing your dev and stop in a darkroom. It's so long since I've done any darkroom stuff. There's your thumb. Okay, now I'm glad we've got around to talking about these, because I think it was over Christmas I was looking through my Facebook feed and I noticed somebody was selling resin casts of these pieces finished into what they are for Star Wars, and they were, I thought they were very expensive. 200, I think 200 plus euros, something like that. And that got me to thinking, because they're found parts and you can buy these found parts. Unlike a lot of other found parts, you can still buy and they're still relatively inexpensive. So we're looking at one of these, maybe 10 to 15 pounds. One of these, 20 to 30. If you get lucky, you can get them cheaper. They're readily available. They're relatively inexpensive, especially compared to the cost of the resin ones, and they're the found parts. This is what they used. It's kind of crazy that you would get a resin copy of these, really. Now clearly this is not how they're seen in the movie, so you do need to do a little bit of work to them, but it's such a small job, really. I mean, they were it's just mind-blowing. So let's talk about how we change these into the Boba Fett Shin tools. Okay, Boba Fett's got 4 Shin tools. He has an as yet unidentified, we think, microphone in one of the pockets. He has the Patterson print squeegee. If you're doing a search on eBay, print squeegee, Patterson. This is what it looks like. There are different models around with different pieces that go in there, so you want to get the right one, really. The other one can be made to work, but it's more work. Okay, so that's the print squeegee, because it's not a film squeegee, it's for the actual finished print. That is the idea. I'm not even going to give the sizes, because this is what it looks like, and it's going to be quite obvious that you're looking at the right thing. If you want to be a real stickler, there is one that actually says the branding on this area, which they blanked out in the movie. But this is the piece. Patterson print squeegee, Patterson chemical stir stick. That's it, that's all we're going to need. With the exception of the microphone, which is yet unidentified, and which I just use a piece of 25mm plastic tube just to pad out the pocket, as we can't really see any, it doesn't stick beyond the pocket. Apart from that, this is pretty much all you're going to need to create your Shin tools. So let's just take a look at the Shin tools. Okay. Right, we're going to take our squeegee and we're going to cut it down to this sort of size. You can just visually eyeball it off of there, that hole. Cut it down. We're also going to remove one of these, presumably so it goes in the pocket a bit nicer. This one's been filled. Whether it was filled, not really sure, because it's always in the pocket, you don't really see anything. As to whether it's got the blades on, it's in the pocket, you never really see them. John's decided to put them back in. Okay, so when we remove the bottom end of this, we take this bit and we throw it in the bin, and we take this bit and we keep that. and that becomes this part. I need 3 hands. So from the one squeegee, we're going to make these 2 pieces. Obviously we need to add in the black or the grey tinted perspex. We also need to add in the 2 stylus brush pieces. In this case they're aluminium. They are replicas of the turntable part that we did in a video ages ago, and I don't know if Clarky can put a link up here, but I see that a lot in YouTube videos, so I'm going to try it and let's see what happens. In addition to the squeegee, what we're going to need to make these 2 pieces is a piece of perspex cut to, in fact, check out the website because we're going to put a blog up. No, not a blog. It is a blog, isn't it? Check out the website because we're going to put a blog post up with some details and other references and links to different forums where you can find more information about the actual physical sizes and everything of these pieces. But I mean, so in fact, we'll probably end up doing a tutorial pretty soon about it once Paul's got his scout one done. So other than the 2 aluminium pieces and a bit of perspex, that's the squeegee. And then we've got the stir stick. This is just cut off at the handle. Apparently it's a chemical mixer, but it's for stirring. Oh, and crushing, I guess. But there you go. So I always called it a stirrer, so I'm going to continue doing that. The chemical mixer here, you can see, is cut at the hand. Dull. So just chop it off as close to that as you can, and that's it. Incidentally, that piece was used on the Super Trooper Uzi. If you're not making that, then you might as well throw it in a bin. And that's it. So those 2 pieces help create, with the addition of those 2 little pieces of aluminium and the piece of perspex, that's it. Then we just need a bit of paint, and we don't even need a lot of paint either. This is the natural virgin colour with a red stripe or an orangey red stripe painted across this area, and with the insulation tape cut and added to that. That's your finished tool. You've got that. That's going to be, I don't know, a couple of hours work and 20 quid. Then this one, we've got obviously the piece that we know about. We've got the tape on there. I think for the ASB one, that's actually insulation tape, and it's slightly different dimensions on this, and the configuration is slightly different, but it's the same components. And again, we've got a red stripe around the top of it, classic, and then a bit of weathering. Literally, that's done. And then this one is just weathering with brown earth tones. And that is it. Piece of tube. I didn't bother cutting a piece of tube because we're talking about the found parts. And that's it. They're your Shin tools. Done. And this brings us to Boba Fett, because we need to update on it. We've not put anything on the site yet. We're still working through the orders that we've got as quickly as we can. We're still building some commissions, which will be the last full commissions that we build. Moving forward, we're just going to do the components. Because of the intricacies of the costume, and because of the way the 501st want to run the CRL, and just the nightmare that it becomes when you're trying to get one of these suits cleared. We're just going to do components moving forward, because that's going to make life a hell of a lot easier for everyone involved. So when is the Boba Fett stuff going to be available again? Well, the best thing to do is visit the website, sign up if you haven't already to our mailing list, and the news will drop into your inbox just as soon as it is available. Anyone who's waiting for that stuff, we are working through it as quickly as we possibly can. We've got guys working on it today as I speak, and that is the final piece of the recovery puzzle from the fire incident that we had last year. Boba Fett was always going to take the longest. It was always going to be the thing that took the most time, and that was the last piece of the puzzle to come back online as we recover and heal. But we are getting there, we are on it. Thanks to all those who are patiently waiting still. I'll try and get some updates out through Andrea anyway, just to put you in the picture and work on some dates. The other reason why we are going to components on a Boba Fett is because an awful lot of the components are out of our control. We rely on other people who are making them, and that's one of the lessons we've learned about, let's just do the bits we make, supply them correctly in a more timely fashion, and then we're not having this problem of things dragging on forever, which is what it feels like at the moment. But the Y-wings are done. The Boba Fett is now the final piece in the puzzle. So I hope that explains why it's not on the website, and you can look forward to a return of sorts for Boba Fett. I don't think I could go without making some Boba Fett stuff. Boba Fett to me introduced me to the replica prop community, and there is something about it that I can never get away from. So he will be back. He will be the classic Boba Fett, and he will be in a component configuration. So I hope that clears things up, and I'll get a blog post up on the website about the Shin tools and put some links in and credit some people who did an awful lot of work on this, because there is a big community for Boba Fett. We've also got a blog post up about the Super Trooper that we built many years ago for Celebration Europe 2, which you may find interesting. Please take a look if you've never seen it before, and it's just a little bit more of the Boba love. But for now, thank you for looking at my parts. Let's hope we can get back in the swing of it and we can hear this music more often in the future.